I'm your host, Hao Tian Huang. This show features quick 5-minute business concepts that people like you can benefit from. You can tune into this show every Saturday Melbourne time, and this is episode 1. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the idea of mental accounts. What are they? Where are they used? And how is it useful? I have a friend who wanted her son to be good with money. So she made a deal with her son. For every math lesson that he would give to his neighbor, she agreed to give him $20 as payment. The problem was, as soon as he received his paycheck, he would begin rapidly spending that paycheck away. A fast food meal, a few snacks, and the $20 would be gone. Imagine that. The payment was meant to provide a chance to learn how to save, but in reality, it only provided a chance for him to learn how to waste. How could this be? Are children just naturally careless with money? Or could there be a deeper psychological effect at play? To answer this question, we must first understand the root of the problem. The underlying reason is, her son viewed the $20 as pocket money. As soon as he received that payment, the $20 went into his loose change account. You see, to most people, pocket money is just money that is supposed to be spent on small things, like snacks and drinks and useless gadgets. Of course, her son didn't lock his money up in a savings account, because who would do that to their pocket money? So, what actually is a mental account? Think of it like this. They're like normal bank accounts, except they only exist in your mind. But they can also have huge impacts on your behavior. Every time some money becomes ours, every time we get a paycheck from our boss, or a gift from our nephew, or we find a lost wallet with money inside, we go through this process in our minds, where we classify the money into different accounts. This money will be used for this, I think that money will be used for that. In total, we have 3 distinct mental accounts that our money can be assigned to. If you understand these accounts, you will be able to predict certain behaviors in people and stay one step ahead of your competition. Let's begin. The first mental account is called the extra account. The reasoning goes that people will be much more careful with hard-earned cash compared with unexpected or extra deposits of money. Let's imagine you spent 3 whole days writing this fantastic article. It's taken a huge amount of time, but you think it's worth it because your manager has seen your good work and he has rewarded you with a shiny $300 paycheck. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you blow this money on a brand new hat? I think not. But what if instead we suppose that you found $300 by accident? It was just tucked underneath the table at work and you snatched it up. In this case, I reckon there's a fair chance you will blow that money away. A quote that sums this up is, "The easier it comes, the easier it goes." I call the second account the relationship account. Let's say you've been wanting to buy this $1,000 Rolex. But even after months, you still haven't made up your mind because it seems too pricey. However, let's say this Christmas, your uncle comes along and buys it for you as a gift. Great, you're overjoyed. And you're so happy that you return his kind gesture by buying him the new $1,000 iPhone. The result is everyone is happy. You both got what you wanted, even though both of you technically know that you spent the same amount of money you would have spent if you bought what you wanted yourself. But everyone, we gotta admit, it doesn't feel as bad. And the reason for that is the money spent comes from the relationship account, and people are more willing to spend in this area. The last financial record is the loose change account. If you had $50 in your pocket as a check, I don't think you would want to spend it. Because as soon as you cashed it in, and as soon as you spent $1, even if it was only became $49, it would become so much easier to spend the rest of that cash because it has effectively become loose change. And people can spend loose change without thinking about it because it's loose change. Now that you know all that, what should my friend do? I think her best bet is to change how she pays her son. Instead of giving him $20 each lesson, she could instead try funding him $200 after 10 lessons. This way, her son receives a hefty sum of $200 instead of receiving $20 every week in loose change. Normally, big sums of money are used for buying big things. By giving him big money, her son will therefore be more inclined to save and less willing to liquidate his assets in the school canteen. Interesting. And what application does this have on the business world? Let's say I run the government taxation office. The economy has been down for ages and we want to increase spending by cutting taxes. Great. The only problem is we've cut the taxes, but spending still hasn't increased. What can you do? Try changing tax cut into reward money. With a phrase like tax cut, people think, this is my own hard-earned money. Why should I change my spending habits? On the other hand, if citizens are surprised with reward money after they file their taxes, people think, hell yeah, let me buy things I normally can't afford. And just like that, the money has entered the extra account. Let's take another example. I run a healthcare store. My products are very high quality, but customers simply aren't buying because they say that the prices are too high. What can I do? Try labeling your products as gifts. Gifts are conventionally for other people. And guess what? People are ready to splurge on gifts for friends and family and acquaintances because the money spent comes from the relationship account. People just get that good feeling after they give gifts to friends and family, which is why they're gonna be more willing to spend more. There's a reason why expensive luxury brands like Gucci and Louis Vuitton offer dedicated gift sections on their online store. They have literal gift sections on their store. The reason is, it's because people want to spend more for their relationships. Finally, there's an interesting phenomenon in families where children are expected to send money to their parents after they've grown up. I have a friend who does this. Every year he hands an impressive sum of money to his parents, hoping that they will spend the money on themselves. You know, thanks mom for the hard work, enjoy yourselves. However, instead of spending the money, his parents always just deposit his gift into the bank account and store it up away. What can he do? Well, he can try reversing the tactic used on the insolent child. Spread out the distribution of the money. Send a smaller sum every month instead of sending a big sum once a year. Doing it this way will make it more likely that the money will be entered the loose change account for his parents. And once his presents are considered pocket money, using it will be much less stressful for his parents. Let's recap. Today you learned about the 3 types of mental accounts. The extra money account for unexpected injections of cash, the relationship account for your friends and family, and the spare change account for personal entertainment and fun. Thank you for listening to the first episode of Business Bytes. Tune in next week where we will be discussing how the correct framing can produce massively different responses from people.